Every year, event teams gather thousands of people, film hours of content, activate sponsors, generate data, and spark community, and then treat it like it expired the second the lights turn off. And then we measure success like it's a bake sale. Today's guest says the problem isn't events, it's how we think about them. Because events aren't just expenses, they're media engines. We're talking content ROI, repurposing and pre-purposing, user-generated content, and why your event might secretly be your most underutilized growth channel. The strategist flipping conference clips into renewal slips. It's Event About It with Florentin Ngabitsinze. Hey everybody, welcome to Event About It. I'm your host, Megan Martin, and our guest this week is best known for operating like a live sports studio inside your B2B conferences, delivering real-time highlights, sponsor value, and data that actually connects to renewals. Welcome to the studio, Florentin. I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank you so much for the invitation, Megan. I'm also very happy to be here and lead this conversation and see where it goes.
Tell everyone a little bit about yourself and where you're joining us from.
First of all, my name is Florentin. I'm a co-founder of Uchop. And as you so rightly explained, we basically turn events into media networks, video media networks, for generating or driving audience growth and sponsor revenue. And we've been doing that for more than 3 years on a high touch service level. We come from live broadcasting, so that's why we really understand the media landscape. And yeah, I'm currently based in the Netherlands, in Rotterdam.
Amazing. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get into our first game. And this one is what we're calling applause or attribution. So I'm going to throw out some common event tactics, and you have to decide, is it applause, meaning it makes people clap, smile, feel good, maybe post a selfie, or is it attribution, meaning it actually is proving value, driving renewals, influencing pipeline, connecting to revenue?
Okay, let's go.
All right, here we go. First up, a celebrity keynote with a packed ballroom.
Attribution.
Sponsored coffee bar with logos everywhere.
Applaud.
Real-time personalized attendee video highlights.
Attribution.
QR codes on every single slide.
Applaud.
Oh, interesting. I'm curious why you picked applaud on that one.
For me, when you said every slide, it's every page slide on the slide. So that could be referencing the full slide, or that could reference the specific page. Obviously, if that QR code is relevant for the full slide, then it's attribution. But if it's just a specific slide, I'm not sure if it's going to take the full context of the presentation. So that might be applaud. So I guess, obviously, the one you mentioned is the first one. But yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, a beautifully produced recap video released 3 weeks after the event.
Oh, that's applaud.
Engagement heat maps included in the sponsor report.
That's attribution.
Logo on a step and repeat wall.
Applaud.
Live polling sponsored by a brand.
For the sponsor, it's applaud. For the organizer, it's attribution.
A surprise musical performance at the closing party.
Yeah, applaud.
Okay, last couple. A post-event email with session clips and speaker tags.
Attribution.
A panel moderated by the sponsor's VP of sales.
There are two teams here. But I'll go with attribution just to.
As long as it's not a sales pitch, I think is where you're going.
Exactly.
Yeah. Attendee generated user-generated content from the attendees reposted by the brand or the show organizer.
By the show organizer, attribution. Sorry, that would be applaud. By the attendees themselves, that's attribution.
Okay, last one. A sponsor receiving personalized performance data tied to the distribution.
Oh, that's attribution. It's in the works.
Amazing. Well, that was applause or attribution. I think we gave some people some really good insights on what is actually going to drive their business forward. And now it's time to get into my favorite session of every episode, the vent of the week. Because sometimes the only thing tighter than a load-in schedule is our patience. This is your safe space to let it out, all your pet peeves and pains, things that just make this industry a little too eventful. So tell us, what irks you about events?
If you see or you consider an event like your wedding, your own wedding, maybe that's an easy reference for people who aren't even in events, but it takes months, maybe a year to prepare. And then it just, that momentum is great, but right after, everything just fades away, right? And you're waiting for those wedding pictures to come in and that after movie to come in, and you get it a couple of months later, and your guests forget everything. I mean, they don't forget everything, but the energy is wasted or has left. So I think one thing that irks me is that the value of events isn't utilized in the way that it could be. And then something else, the stress behind it as well. So I obviously that there's a lot of stress, right, during the event, which hopefully wouldn't be necessary, but we know that's unavoidable. I've had a time that I start an event on a plane because I missed the flight and then I came in late. So and that's an event we were working on. So that was a bit tricky. Luckily, my team picked it up and did online communication, which we operate remote most of the time. So that is not an issue. But yeah, it's was a stressful situation.
Well, I mean, events are regularly ranked in, like, I think the top 10 or top 5 most stressful jobs. So
Yeah.
it's definitely worth venting about, because there's a lot of gray hairs on my head from all the years of producing programs. Well, that's a
Yeah.
great segue into our last segment, and it's the time to event about it. This is the part of the show where you get to spill the tea on a memorable event moment, whether it was a huge success, a total disaster, or just pure chaos. We want to hear it. So you did mention one story just now of, like, having to start an event on an airplane, which is crazy. Thank God they had Wi-Fi. Most of the time, Wi-Fi doesn't even work on my flights. So
Yeah.
you can either expand on that story or give us a new story.
I'll give you a new story. So as I mentioned, we operate remotely. So our team are working most of the times they're working in different time zones. So we had this event or during CES in Las Vegas. And what happened, our our dev support went to sleep and they're based in they were like 10 hours ahead, and that blocked us to log in on the platform and be able to produce on a correct way, because we just had an error and we couldn't get back in. Now again, here it's not a disaster because we were able to recoup in the morning, but we couldn't deliver on the promise that we made that we would be delivering real time highlights. Now this was in the early days. We understood that it's maybe good to have a backup, uh, even though we're operating in different time zones. But yeah, it's just managing different time zone operating at the same time is that was quite a challenge and a bit disastrous because the client was expecting to share everything directly with their stakeholders.
Yeah, that's tricky. I'm sure that dev person woke up to hundreds of text messages and, WhatsApp messages like, what is going on? Where are you?
Yeah. I mean, we knew he went because we said, okay, you worked very long. Go have some sleep, please, and then we'll see you in the morning. Because eventually, we work. Um, we're prepared to make long hours. I mean, I'm sure you've experienced it, but
Yeah.
it's the different time zones also. You're working in the AM, while the others are in PM, so it's kind of hard. But yeah, he woke up to a lot of messages, definitely.
Yeah. I worked an event, a virtual event during COVID, and the event was supposed to be in Singapore. So we just kept that time zone as like the
Yeah.
key time zone for our program. So I was working, I think, 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. to produce this with our teams. Well, one of the speakers fell asleep like in the middle of the session. And so we
Wow.
were like chatting in the platform, texting, like his phone and all of this, but he was just like sound asleep on the call. So
Oh, that's
it,
that.
it's the worst. It's the worst. There's nothing you can do about it.
No. That's it. But yeah, so I vented through. I just let it. I mean, it took a couple of hours for me just to let it go. But yeah, it's was a difficult one.
Oh, I bet. Well, thank you for joining this episode. Tell us a little bit about what you're working on and where our listeners can engage with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned, we did a high touch service. We work with multiple clients, mainly on conferences, to provide real time content and turn their events into media networks. Um, Now, as we've been doing this for a couple of years as high touch, we're currently developing a platform that will enable multiple teams to do this in with different plans that is accessible also to smaller teams. And we're very active on LinkedIn, or that's our main channel of communication. Obviously, B2B, where people can find me on LinkedIn. I don't have a podcast yet, but who knows? Maybe in the future. But that's the main cap.
Well, we'll be sure to link to your personal LinkedIn and the company's so everyone can find you and keep us updated on this platform. I'm super excited to learn more, and also your podcast. So if you end up coming out with a show, we'd love to be one of your first guests if you end up launching it.
That'll be great. That'll be great. Absolutely. I'll keep you up to date.
Amazing. Well, that's it for today's episode of Event About It, where we connect events and marketing and prove that live experiences aren't just logistics, they're growth channels. If this episode made you think differently about how events drive brand or growth, make sure you subscribe. That's how you'll catch what's coming up next, including the Event About It after show, where we dig deeper into phygital strategy, content culture, and how to build media engines that still feel human. And if you've got an event or a story or a moment from the field that deserves to be unpacked, you can submit it at eventaboutitpodcast.com. Until next time, keep growing, keep laughing, and keep eventing about it.